Hi, and welcome to M. Claire's Yoga and Wellness channel. Today's flow is going to be a flow which is all about recovery and allowing your body to move in a fluid way, but also be able to get deep into some of the muscles that may be holding some tension or some stiffness or lactic acid if you have been working and training really hard. The reason I decided to do a flow like this today is also for my own benefit. I've decided to give the Ironman, if any of you know what that is, a triathlon, 140.6 miles in total, I think it is, a go. If any of you saw the video that I dedicated to a dear friend and family member of ours that was battling with stage 4 cancer, sadly, we lost her. Sorry. Um, and she was somebody that had encouraged me to go and do this. So I decided to embark on this journey, which takes place next April, really in honor of her and the strength she showed throughout the entire journey of cancer, but also her whole life. She was such a fighter. She always went wholehearted into everything. She loved with everything she had. So I decided to dedicate it to her. But I have to say, 3 weeks in, and my body is taking a toll. So any of you out there that are doing anything, doesn't have to be triathlons, any form of exercise, just starting on your workout journey, starting on your wellness journey, or just somebody that needs to have a recovery yoga workout, this will be fantastic for you. This is going to be, like I said, fluid, but I'm also going to try and get deep into some of those muscles that when we are working hard, we find we take a lot of strain, like our hamstrings, our lower back, our shoulders, our hips. So I'm going to make it a nice flow. It's going to be relaxing as well, because when we've been pushing our bodies really hard, it's nice to be able to come onto our mat and enjoy that space where we're not having to push ourselves too hard, but we can actually enjoy the benefits of yoga. And I do believe anyone out there who is doing Ironman, anyone that is an athlete or really needs to find a way to give that yin yang balance to your body, then I really encourage you to incorporate yoga into your daily, weekly routines, because it really does help to release those muscles that you put so much strain on when you are working to your maximum. Okay, enough of my talking. Let's get started. And like I said, it's going to be a nice flow where we want to be fluid, but also open up the body a bit. So let's start in our child's pose. And let's start, if you can, opening your knees to the outside of the mat, touching your toes together, and just having a deeper stretch as we get started. And sinking your chest towards the floor and relaxing your forehead in between your arms. Really allow your body to sink into the mat here, and just find that present moment, the space where you can actually feel your body relaxing and releasing any of that stiffness that you're already holding on before we really get into it. You can bring your hands into prayer position and bring them over the back of your head. Release your hands. Bring your knees together. Bring your hands directly underneath your shoulders and your knees hip width apart. And we're just going to add some nice fluid cat-cows here. We're going to add movement to it so that we're not just doing the regular cat-cows. We really want to move our body as well. So look up towards the ceiling and then round spine. You can come back towards your heels. Hold it for a second. Come through and round again, coming back to your heels. Just work with your own body. You're all going to have different areas where you find you're holding on to more stiffness, more tension. So I just want you to play here. And just do 2 more. Come back to neutral. Tuck your toes. Come up into bear. Just keep your knees slightly off the mat here. We're just going to bring our hands towards, our chest towards our thighs and extend into downward facing dog. And we're just going to do a little bouncing here as well. Just a bit of movement to get deeper into your hamstrings. If you do find this is a little difficult, you don't have to add this into it, and you can have a bend in the knee if you need to, if it's too early for you to have straight legs. And again, we're going to roll forward, dropping your hips, but don't untuck your toes, coming to upward facing dog. And then just going to tilt your tailbone and push back into downward facing dog. And again, we're going to repeat this at your own pace. And again, let's do 2 more of these at your own pace. And last one. Come back into our downward facing dog. Again, you can add a few of those bounces. Then look forward and step your right foot in between your hands, coming into a high lunge. Again, I want you to add that movement forward and back, getting into your hips. Really try and sink your hips down. And then drop your back knee, coming into your low lunge. You can untuck your toes. And then here, you're just going to come on up. I just want to push, use your hands and push that knee forward. Adding a little back bend here as well. I'm just going to move from here, coming forward, tucking your toe, coming into high lunge. Extend your leg into pyramid. And then you're going to bend back into high lunge, drop your back knee, come back up into low lunge, adding that slight little back bend. I'm going to repeat this 3 more times. Coming down into low lunge, tuck your foot, coming into high lunge, extend into pyramid, back into high lunge, drop your back knee, add the back bend. And again, you can do 2 more of these at your own pace. Then I want you to reach your arms over your head, interlace your fingers, point your index finger up and add a deeper back bend here and sinking your hips further. And then come forward, tuck your back toe and swivel around into your Skandasana. And you can either just stay here, sinking your hips down. You can use your hands if you need to. You can add, careful with your balance, add a twist here as well. And come back to neutral. And then we're just going to go to the opposite side, coming into your Skandasana on the back of your mat, or at the back of your mat, should I say. Sinking your hips. And again, you can add a lovely twist if it feels good here. And then come back to neutral. This time we're just going to pivot into our high lunge on our opposite side. And we're going to repeat that sequence that we just did. So you're going to come into your high lunge, drop your back knee, and tuck your toes. Push through with your hands onto your knee, adding that lovely stretch and sinking your hips down here. Then come forward, tuck your toes, come into your high lunge, and then extend into pyramid. Then drop your knee down, drop down into your high lunge. Drop your knee into low lunge. Again, coming up and pushing your hands onto that knee. If this is uncomfortable, then please just stay in a regular low lunge. Come forward, tuck your back toe into your pyramid. And let's repeat this 2 more times at your own pace. Then as you push through your hands in your low lunge, I want you to reach your hands over your head, interlace your fingers, extend your index finger, and add a slight back bend here. Then come forward, tuck your back toes, come into your high lunge. And again, you can add that rock back and forth, just getting deeper into your hip area. Place your hand on the mat, step back into plank, engage your core, and come through your chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Try and keep your thighs off the mat, shoulders down, and come back into your downward facing dog. Again, you can add a bit of a bounce here. Come back to neutral, and then reach your right hand somewhere on the outside of your left leg, and right leg, and add a twist here. Come back through the center, add a few bounces, and then change sides. Come back to the center, come forward into your plank, through your chaturanga, upward facing dog, push back into downward facing dog. Extend your left leg, watch I'm going behind, into three-legged downward dog, and you're just going to bring your heel towards your glute as you just open up your hips here. You can also add some nice hip rolls, making big circles with your knee. Extend into three-legged downward dog. Come forward into one-legged chaturanga through your flow and come back into downward facing dog. Repeat on the opposite side. Extend your right leg into three-legged downward dog, and then you're just going to open up your hips, bringing that right heel towards your glute. And again, you can add some nice big circles with that right knee as well. Extend into three-legged downward dog. Come forward, one-legged chaturanga, upward facing dog, and then push back into downward facing dog. We're going to step forward with our left foot and come back into that Skandasana. Seeing if you're any closer to bringing that extended leg towards the floor. Use your left elbow to really push out your left knee. And again, you can add your twist here. Come back to neutral. Skandasana to the front of your mat and repeat on the opposite side. Back into prayer position. Pivot round, coming into your high lunge. Step back into plank. Engage your core here. And hold here for 3 breaths. You can drop to your knees if need be. And then push back into downward facing dog. Again, you can just add a few more bounces here. Just feeling if this is getting easier and if you can feel the stretch in the back of your hamstrings. Holding neutral. We're just going to step our right foot to the outside of the mat, coming into lizard. Drop your back knee, and you can use your right hand to just push open your right leg, really getting deep into your hip area here. You can add a twist and look over your right shoulder here. And if you'd like to, you can also come down onto your forearms. If you would like to deepen the stretch even further, you can also extend that back leg coming up onto your toes. And also add a bit of movement here, as this is a fluid flow as well as a deep muscle release. You can also move side to side, just getting further into those problematic areas. Come back up onto your hands, step back into plank, push back into downward facing dog. Again, you can add your bounces here. And then step forward with your left foot to the outside of your mat, dropping the back knee, and then pushing open that left knee and rolling to the outside of your left foot. And again, you can look over your left shoulder, just adding a deeper stretch here. And you can also add a bit of movement here too, if it feels good and helps you to just get further into your, or deeper into your hip joint. Just be careful as well. You don't want to pop anything or hurt anything. Listen to your body. And then you can come down onto your forearms. And again, if you'd like to deepen the stretch, tuck those back toes, extend your back leg. And you can move side to side as well, if it feels good. And then come back up. Step back into your plank. Push back into downward facing dog. Add your bounces. And then I want you to look to the front of your mat. Have a slight bend in your knee, and we're just going to jump into our Malasana. Use your elbows to push your knees out. And again, you can move side to side. Just play here. Find what works best for your body. Is it moving side to side, dropping one knee in and then the opposite? Is it staying stationary and just pushing those knees out? Whatever's best for you here. Just make sure you're lengthening through your spine. Have your hands in prayer position. And like I said, really use those elbows to push the knees out here. And if you'd also like to add that nice sort of twist here, you can place your left hand next to your left foot and reach your opposite arms towards the ceiling. And then change sides. And you can repeat this a few times with a nice fluid motion here. And then last one on each side. Come back to neutral. Again, sit up tall. And all you're going to do is reach your hands behind you and carefully come down to the center of your mat. You can take your hands either behind your knees or hold on top of them. We're just going to do a little bit of spine mobility here, bringing chin towards your chest and then pushing your chest towards the ceiling. And then you're going to take your left heel towards your right glute. You're just going to bring that right leg over, sit up tall, place your left elbow on the outside of your right knee. Just add a little twist here, looking over your right shoulder. And if you're a little more advanced and you would like to add a bind here, you can. You're just going to take your hands through the little hole in between and interlace your hands here. And then carefully come out and change sides. And again, if you'd like to add the bind here, you can. Undo the bind, bring your feet back together and slowly roll down one vertebra at a time, coming onto your back. This time, instead of us coming into our regular Shavasana, bring the bases or the soles of your feet together, coming into our reclined butterfly. Close your eyes. And we're just going to relax here as we end the practice. If you would rather to extend your legs and go into full Shavasana, please do so. And just focus on your breathing. Allowing your body to sink into the mat. Relaxing each muscle from your head to your toes. And for those that haven't yet, you may extend your legs and allow your arms to fall to the side of your body. And then reach your hands over the top of your head, taking one last deep stretch here. You can bring your knees together and just windshield wipe your legs. You can do one at a time. Anything you feel that would benefit you as we close off the practice, please do. And then roll to one side, coming up to the center of your mat, into your easy pose. And let's just take one big deep breath in here, reaching our hands over the top of our head. And then bring our hands into prayer position in the center of our chest and bowing down to thank ourselves for this lovely recovery flow that we have just done. Thank you very much for joining me. If you did like this flow and you feel it did benefit you, please leave comments below and let me know what you thought of it. If there's other things that you would like to see, please also comment and let me know. And also, if you are doing any big events or you're training for something, also please leave comments below. Let me know what you're doing and whether you thought this helped you recover from some of your really hardcore workouts that you're doing at the moment. And if you're just training for yourself, also let me know if this helped release some of those sore and stiff muscles that you may have. So yes, if you did like it, please like, subscribe, and share with anyone else you think would benefit from this recovery flow. And I will see you next time. Have a beautiful day. Take care.